Okay, now the second form I'm going to show you here today is called standard form. Now standard form is completely different from slope-intercept form. Standard form essentially is when you're combining a couple of variables resulting in some sort of a total. I have a marker in my hand, okay? And over here I've got erasers in my room. And I could say I've got a total of 12 markers and erasers in my room. This is not depending on this. This is not depending on this. It's just combinations of items making a total. So I would want us to be able to say eraser E plus M would equal 13. And that would be an equation in standard form. Okay? So you see this in math where you're just combining items to make a total and you get this form called standard form. Standard form is, the form is called AX plus BY equals C. Alright, now all that's saying is I'm blending a little bit of one variable with a little bit of another variable to make some total. Okay? So, here's an example. A total of 60 bagels and donuts were eaten at the bakery this morning. So what are we talking about? Hopefully donuts and bagels, and there's a total of 60. So we would want to be able to say, you know, B plus G, or B plus D, excuse me, bagels plus donuts equals 60 freshly baked, unhealthy items that taste good. All right, there we go. Now, here's another example. This is a quantity type equation where you're having an amount of this and an amount of this equaling a total amount. Here's another way you can see standard form. The bagels were sold for $2.50 a piece. The donuts were sold at $1.50 a piece. And you bought, or $120 worth of these items were purchased. So now we're not just talking about the quantity, we're talking about the price associated with the quantity. So if there were B bagels that were sold, and every bagel sold for $2.50, if we think about this, one bagel would be $2.50, two bagels would be $2.50 times 2, three bagels would be $2.50 times 3, and essentially you're taking the price times the quantity to yield a total amount of money spent on that. So if there's B bagels and every one is $2.50, we'd want to be able to write 2.5 times B would be the money spent from the bagels. Okay? The donuts are $1.50, so 1.5 times D would be money spent on the donuts, and it equals out to $120. Okay? So two different ways you can see standard form. A quantity type statement and what I would call a value type statement, where there's dollars associated with the quantities. Okay? But a totally different form than this previous example where it was definitely a dependent variable, cookies, depending upon minutes. Okay? So y equals mx plus b is slope-intercept form, starting point, slope, standard form, blending some variables together to make a total.